Crazy. Hey everybody, it's Big Daddy Liberty here, your favorite fat boy. How y'all doing? Hope you guys are fine. I hope you had a legit Thursday just to get stuff done, to be productive, to be what I know South Africans want to be and are, which is productive people who want to build this nation and build the economy. I'm not late. I'm not late, game time. I was just sharing the link and to all my platforms because this is something which I just came across now as I literally pulled into where I stay. I read this article and I cannot begin to explain to you how the fury came back, because it's exactly this that I've been talking about. It's exactly this that I've been talking about. When I broke it down for you guys and I explained, my goodness, when I broke it down to you guys and I explained what's happening under this lockdown, how the COVID-19 virus has now been used by ANC politicians in government, drunk on power, who seek authoritarian type rule, who are drunk on ideology, who seek to become, this weird, who seek to build this socialist society where they are at the top and they control all aspects of our lives. And to enforce this, of course, they build the police state, the security state, if you will. I told you about the nature of these politicians, how they're divided into three broad camps. You have the securocrats. The securocrats. They're the ones who are led by the likes of Abo Begicele, the police minister. They're led by the likes of Nosiviwe Ngakula, the military, the Minister of Defense. They're led by this gaggle of securocrat ministers, including state intelligence. Oxymoron, if you've ever heard one. You have the securocrats, as I mentioned. That's the one faction in government that is leading the charge in building this police state, the socialist communist police state, if you will. Then you have the communists. Then you have the actual red in tooth and claw communists, the socialists in government, who, as I explained to you, and I know you now know it. I explained to you that the communists in government, the likes of your Ibrahim Patels and your, I can't think of the other guy now, Tulas Nxesi, who's the Minister of Labour. I can go down the line. These communists hide behind the securocrats. They hide behind the securocrats because they know that they can't shove that filthy trash called socialism and communism down the throats of South Africans. They hide behind securocrats and use force and fear to basically drive their shitty agenda into society. Those two right now are working in cahoots. And the leader of that rat pack, the leader of those goons, yes, I'm going to call them goons. The leader of those goons is the likes of Yonkosazana Dlamini Zuma. That's what the fudge is going on right now. That's what the fudge is going on. And it happens at a senior level. It happens at a senior level in this country where they think they are untouchable. And because they lead like that, guess what? It filters down. It filters down to the police officers, to the soldiers, the ones who've been put on the streets to harass and beat poor people. I cannot begin to describe to you the danger we are in. And for a lot of people, they dismiss it. Oh no, Big Daddy, what? We're nearly at level 3. We're nearly at level 3, they'll say. Don't worry. All of these restrictions, they'll be let go soon enough. We're nearly at level 3, the idiots would say. Not realizing that in reality, you live in an effective police state. Yes, we dress it up in nice language. Oh no, oh no, they'll say. We're fighting COVID, they'll say. Oh no, we're just instituting a lockdown. It's all temporary, don't worry. Look at our friends at the WHO. They support what we're doing. They support what we're doing. Hey man, screw that shit. I didn't vote in the WHO. The people who voted for this government, they didn't vote for the WHO. Neither did they vote for the same type of brutal, essential statism that we saw under apartheid, that we saw under colonialism. At what stage do you park the fanaticism for your favorite politicians? Well, at what stage do you park it, put it aside, and look at things objectively and say, hang on, what's going on here? What's going on here? At what stage do we get to that point as South Africans? Not as blacks, not as whites, not as Indians, not as coloureds. I've told you before, I don't give a flying F about your race. I don't give a flying F about your race. I do not give a flying F about your race. I must keep repeating that because there are still idiots who insist, oh no, Big Daddy, you're just talking for whites. Oh no, Big Daddy, you're just talking for the clever blacks. Oh no, Big Daddy, hey, guys, hey. I do not care about your skin color. I do not care about your skin color. What I care about are three things that drive me, three things that are my values: my faith, my flag, my love of country, in other words, not love of government, my love of country, faith, flag, and families. Families. And you can't sit there and go, yeah, we get it, and then not get mad when you hear stories like these of this journalist in Vicksburg, the Free State, Ntoba, I can't think of his first name right now, who's now had to flee into Lesotho under the protection of the United Nations. Guys, I'm not telling you a story about apartheid. I'm not telling you about a story about apartheid, of some journalists maybe fleeing into exile because they're fleeing apartheid security branch. This is a journalist in modern day, 2020 South Africa, fleeing this government, this socialist, communist government of securocrats. Yo, dudes. Yo. Hey, man. This is the free man talking to y'all. And y'all need to pay attention because you are losing, as I've mentioned to you, you are losing your freedoms and your liberty. You're losing your rights right in front of you. And some of you are clapping for this shit. Oh, Cyril, it sounds fantastic. You look like seals, man, at SeaWorld. Oh. Clapping for this shit. Stop this, man. Stop this. When your fellow South African felt the need to flee into a neighboring country because of your government, even if you're an ANC supporter, you need to take the fucking step back and say, oh, whoa, hey, man, I may love the ANC, but that's not what I voted for. Hayibo, guys. Hayibo. Khuzeka. Ngoba usubona abantu manje bebaleka amaphoyisa namasosha la eNingizimu Afrika. Bebaleka baya kuphi komaLesotho and whatever. What's next? Nangu mfowethu la intatheli yase Vicksburg ibalekile yaye Lesotho. Igadwa iUnited Nations. What's next? Ubani olandelayo? Wena? Him? Ilunga lomndeni wakho olithandayo? Yini okulandelayo? Khuzeka. Ngoba kusiza ukuthi lokuthi hayi ngiyayeseka ANC, ngiyayeseka uSiril Ramaphosa, konke lokho will mean nothing. I-socially la esicabheni sakho. Wena futhi. Wena osoyiphotha yonke le nonsense. So that it becomes something I need you to take a moment, look at it objectively, regardless of who you support. Because again, I keep telling people, I'm not here to tell you who to vote for. I'm not here to tell you who to support. I'm not here to tell you which politicians must be your favorite and which shouldn't be. That's not my mission. My mission is to say to you, what are the values that unite us as a country? And what are the ideas that will build a free, prosperous, and property-earning society? Because you cannot call South Africa a free, property-earning, and prosperous society when you're seeing headlines like that. That journalists in this country are fleeing into other countries because of the fear of what an emboldened police force, an emboldened army are doing on the streets. Man, oh man, oh man, oh man. Again, it emphasizes what I think has been my life decision now, that I told you guys about, that I'm literally going to give up my life to take to this country streets, to talk to communities across this country, and to rally people behind my values, to rally people behind my ideas. That's what I'm going to do now. Because I cannot sit back and read articles like these and just go, oh, that's just the way things are. Oh, Nkosiami, the Arama journalist. I can't do that. I can't do that. It would require me to actually do what's necessary, go to places like Vicksburg, in the Free State, excuse me, talk to communities there, find out what they think about this. If Hashem has given me anything in this life, it's the ability to talk to people, reason with people who want to be reasoned with, and to inspire those who want better, essentially, who want better. That's what I believe this platform is all about. That's what I believe this is all about, the Big Daddy Liberty Show. It's to speak to people and as I always explain to my friends, I have a lot of, sort of highfalutin academic type friends. And I say, yeah, guys, it's all fine and well, but you're not going to reach that person who lives in an informal settlement by being that ivory tower academic. You're not going to be that person who can inspire a society towards liberty by being just he just speaks on social media and he rants every now and again. The keyboard warriors. You've got to do the groundwork. That's where I am at now. That's what I've decided. Even if I go poor, guys, even if I go poor and I become, like you see me a few months later and I'm on the side of the road, I will be happy as that poor guy on the side of the road knowing that I did the work. I did the work. Someone actually took a little bit of initiative and hit the streets and hit the communities, whether it's rural, KZN, whether it's, township, Limpopo, wherever. Guys, someone has to do the work. I'm doing it. That's what I have committed myself to, because I'm tired of just getting passively angry, reading about the abuses of fellow South Africans. When fellow South Africans are abused, like this dude. And for those who are asking, this article, I saw it in The Citizen. So I gave you, just look at the thumbnail. The article is in The Citizen. But I think it's also in other newspapers too, because rightly, the South African National Editors Forum, SANEF, which is the body that oversees the vast majority of newspapers in this country, has rightly condemned this. And even they have written to, not that I think this is particularly useful, but anyway, even SANEF has written to the National Police Minister to say, hey dog, what's going on? Why are your dogs harassing journalists? Why are your mats going after South Africans? What's going on here? Guys, I cannot be the only one who feels this way. I cannot be the only one who feels this way. And let me tell you something, because I'm seeing some blavity blacks comment on my shit here. Let me tell you something. I'm going to be brutal with people like you. I am not going to give you any quarter. Watch the space. I'm going to be brutal with the blavity black types, with the social justice white types. Y'all are not going to like me. I can assure you of that. I warned you about that in the previous vlogs. Y'all are not going to like me. I know that, and I'm keen on that. Because you do not want the smoke. I can assure you of that shit. You don't want the smoke. I can assure you of that shit. And then if any of you think you're smart out there, run up on this black truck and see what happens to you. Guys, I'm not going to take this. I do not lose this country without a fight. Period. You cannot go around threatening South Africans, harassing South Africans, and thinking, no, we're just going to let it go. Yeah. Say what I wanted to say. As as that famous line in that movie, I can't think of the movie. I'm finished. But yeah, guys, it's infuriating because you now live in a country where, almost like we did under apartheid, people are fleeing the country. Like, at what point do you go, Abel, hey, guys, these things we last heard about with Umkhonto weSizwe and all those other freedom fighters who were fleeing the country. That's when we last heard about those sort of things. Running to the United Nations from South Africa, the country that is celebrated around the world. Oh, look at how freedom, blah, 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 it's fantastic. You have people fleeing from this country now. Let me end off here so that you understand my headspace and you understand exactly what the fuck I'm about to do. Because a lot of you have wondered, oh, what's the plan? What's the plan? And in all honesty, I'm still working on the finer details. And the finer details is just more along the lines of where do I go, which communities I hit, which organizations I work with, etc., etc. That's the finer details. But in terms of the overall intention of what I'm about to do, what I want to sacrifice the next 6 months of my life to do is hitting the roads of this country, going to communities, speaking to people, inspiring them on the values. Faith, flag, family. If you are with me on these 3 things, then hear my ideas of how we build a free, prosperous, and property-owning society. It must err on the side of liberty. A free society where the individual and you, me, and our families are more important than politicians. Come on, yo. Someone give me a hell yeah. Are you seriously telling me that that is not what you want for this country? And I don't care who you support. You can be an ANC supporter. I will talk to you. You can be an EFF supporter. I will talk to you. And I will ask you the question, do you not want a society which is free, is prosperous, and is property owning? And I'm going to add it because I want to add it. Non-racial. Come on, you've got to be sick of this whole idea of, oh, you whites, you blacks. Dude. Join the 21st century where people matter more than race. People matter more than politicians. People matter more than government. Where families are what builds a society, not government. So that'll be the next 6 months of my life. That'll be it. It's taking this message into those very communities where they don't watch these videos, for example, right? I want to take this message into those communities that aren't, the Blavity blacks in the middle class, the social justice whites in the middle class. I want to go to those moderate South Africans who are actually rather conservative, if I'm to be honest. Speak to them because you, that South African, I can assure you, makes up the vast majority of this population. That God-fearing, law-abiding, and family-orientated South African. They make up the large majority, and we're beginning to see it in the data. That those South Africans are just choosing not to engage in the politics of our time right now. If you have a situation, and again, as I always say to you guys, I don't deal in just opinion for the sake of opinion. I always back up what I say with facts and data. You have 12 million South Africans, north of 12 million South Africans in this country, who are eligible to vote, but they don't vote. Why? Because invariably they look at the political landscape and they go, what a bunch of clowns. Even the ANC. And I'll take that 12 million and even compare it to the number of people who voted ANC. 10 million, which tells you if those 12 million people, for whatever reason, if they decided to come out and vote, ANC's done. It's tickets. It's tickets for the ANC. So surely these people are waiting for something. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I'm going into politics because, as I say, hashtag politicians are trash. But I can sure enough be a part of building the ideas in society that helps those 12 million say, this is what we want. And for them to be the ones who put pressure on political leadership, either the existing political leadership or from them, they can develop something that can actually lead this country going forward. That's my vision, guys. That's my vision. And no, Nick DeVette, the 12 million are not happy just to get grants. They're not. People are aspirational just like you are, Nick. People want to have a job. employment, start a business where they can earn their income. And I said earn their income. They can build savings. And from those household savings, buy themselves and their families better options. Guys, do not be condescending of your fellow South Africans and suggest that just because of the circumstance of what they find themselves in, that they're happy with that. Be very careful. As I said to you, I'm not going to be kind to people who talk shit. Especially if you're talking shit about your fellow South Africans. Have some damn respect for the people that you live with. Have some damn respect for the people you live with, that you share this rock, this soil with. Don't say condescending shit like that and think you're going to pass. See, I actually need to check you people out a little bit on this one, because people sort of think that, no, that I'm just going to parrot the usual tropes that you hear in mainstream media from all these little hookies that some people sit in. Get out of your fucking hookies, man, and talk to each other. Understand who we are as South Africans. Don't just keep parroting shit that makes you feel better. Actually talk to fellow South Africans. That will stop you from saying shit like this. Take a moment and talk to your fellow South African. If you don't want to do that, at the very least, go to my channel and watch me when I talk to fellow South Africans, when I interview them on the streets and I ask them about serious stuff. And you can actually hear people, and you'll realize that South Africans are actually quite moderate and they're quite sensible people. Just because they're limited in their options doesn't make them stupid. Facts. Facts. And I don't care if you hate me for saying this, but this is why I keep saying this. I am not going to give quarter to people who literally spew nonsense and which divides people. I'm not going to give quarter to you. And just because I'm mostly attacking, the lefties and the blavity blacks, as I always call them, or the SJW whites, doesn't mean that I won't attack you if you say stupid shit on here. Because there's a bigger mission, people. There is a bigger mission, and the mission is to literally build a free, prosperous, and property-earning society. A society that errs on the side of freedom and liberty, that keeps politicians in check, because it realizes that the individual and families are more important. Preserving the values, as I keep repeating, of faith, flag, and the family. It's as simple as that, people. It's as simple as that. If you don't get it, then fuck it, I'm not for you. If you don't really get that, then hasta la vista and Chavez to you, I'm not for you. It's as simple as that. But if you get it, and I keep saying this, if you get it and you're keen on this journey, by God, give me one more hell yeah, because I'm telling you now, I'm fired up. I'm fired up. This is what we're going to be doing. This is my mission. When I ask you to fund me and throw $1 a month to my Patreon, it isn't for me to buy nice things and, I always struggle to think of luxury items to give a good example. It isn't to buy Lamborghinis and champagne and all that crap. No. It's to actually say you are funding the groundwork that I do. You're funding, you're part of the Liberty bus. You're putting the diesel in the Liberty bus. You're literally saying, Big Daddy, here, homie, go out there and do this. Build that coalition of South Africans who begin to change this country, who take us seriously. Do not be condescending, guys, of your fellow South Africans. That's really my message, given that comment that I read. Do not be condescending of fellow South Africans. Take a moment and learn from each other. Because that shit of basically saying, oh, they're just social ground people, or they're just racist whites, or they're just shifty Indians, or they're just drugged up coloureds. That shit is what the politicians want. That right there is exactly what the politicians want. They want you to be mistrustful of each other. They want you to essentially keep these racial tropes that keep you guys in your little hookies. Come on, dudes. This is a free man talking. Free man talking up in here. I'm going to end this one here. Guys, thanks for listening. As I said, this is something I literally read as I was just going out and buying, yes, guess what, men's. And I sat and I read this and I thought to myself, oh my gosh. You now have South Africans fleeing this country again, fleeing the police again in this country. My republic, your republic. No, that can't be right. All right, guys. I'm gonna end this one here. Shout out to everybody who's supporting your favorite fat boy on Patreon. Guys, I every time I see that email of someone saying, homie, we're pledging $1 to you, like literally my heart melts. Because I know people are getting it and they want to be a part of this. So shout out to every single one of you. I do try and respond, as I always say, to everybody, but I can't. But I'll do it in moments like these, and I'll shout you out and say thank you so much for joining the Liberty Bus. Honk, honk, homies, I'm rolling on with liberty in this country. And if you want to become a supporter, please find me on Patreon. Just search Big Daddy Liberty or support the Institute of Race Relations. It's as simple as that. Guys, thank you very much. Enjoy your Thursday. Remember, you can catch me tomorrow on my Chai FM show. Chai FM in Johannesburg is 101.9 FM. Tomorrow at 9 a.m. as I talk about your freedoms. I'm going to have Dr. Anthea Jeffrey, and we're going to be talking. She's written this wonderful piece, guys, breaking down the lockdown and all the constitutional provisions that it essentially breaks. We're going to have that conversation with her and Herman Pretorius, also from the IRR. We're going to have a chat with them tomorrow. So join me tomorrow at 9 a.m. If you don't catch that, I am going to put the show, the podcast, up on my YouTube for you guys to enjoy. So, guys, mañana, I'll see you tomorrow, and enjoy your Thursday. And remember, and this is really more important now more than ever, never trust a commie.